Hey there traders, and welcome back to Blue Edge Financial, your one-stop shop to everything trading. Now, I'm going to start today's video with a very simple question, and that is it possible to make a living with day trading? Now, if you've watched any of our other videos, you will see that that is true. It is possible. And if you look back at a video I did recently, it will actually talk about how to quit your job in 90 days by using the silver bullet. Now, I'm not going to be talking about that today, and I'm going to be talking about a strategy that I actually use on a funded account that essentially makes me a living. Now, let's have a look. I'm going to be talking about how I am making a living trading this simple strategy. But what I want to get across as well is it doesn't have to be this strategy. It can be any strategy. I am going to be talking about the strategy I use. And I also wanted to be clear that I actually have diversified a lot in what I do. What does that mean? I actually use this strategy on one of my funded accounts. I have another account that I use the silver bullet on. I have Titan X running in the background, automated, on about 6 or 7 different accounts. 2 of them are funded. The rest are all in different phases of taking a challenge, phase 1, phase 2. So I have a lot of things going on at the same time. This is just kind of, putting my eggs in different baskets, and it's making sure that I have different sources of income. But essentially, this one strategy can potentially be my earner, can make a living for me. It's enough to make a living. I am actually looking at doing another video where I talk completely about how I am diversifying and the process that I have taken to diversify. So if that is something you would like to see, make sure you just pop that down in the comment that you would like to see a video on diversification and what are the different things you can do to diversify. Maybe I could, give you guys some ideas. But the point of this video is not specifically about this strategy. I'm going to be talking about the strategy. I'll also be showing you the trades that I actually took this last week and how much they actually earned for me, so I can give you an idea of how I'm actually making a living by day trading with this strategy. But essentially, at its core, what you would need is a good strategy and capital. If you have those two things, you essentially can make a living from trading. Now, what makes a good strategy? A good strategy is a strategy that has an edge. Very important. What does that mean? It just means that you are taking more money from the market than you are losing. You are consistently profitable over time. That's what makes a strategy that has an edge. Now, there's a lot of different versions of a good strategy. For example, you can have a strategy that has an edge, which, for example, only has like a 30% win rate, but the trades that are winning are taking maybe 5R or 10R. So, for example, let's say for 10 trades, you're losing 7. So you are losing, let's say you're risking 1%, you're losing 7. But for the 3 trades you're winning, each of them you're making 5%. So you're making a total of 15% with the 3 winning trades, and then you're losing 7. So essentially, you're still around 8% up after those 10 trades. So that's one way that you have an edge. Now, not many people can trade that because you're taking a lot more losses than you are taking wins, and psychologically that is a bit difficult. Another way, which is the strategy that I'm going to be talking about, only has about a 50 or a 55% win rate, but you're taking 1 to 1.5 risk reward. So for every trade you're losing 1, but for every trade you win, you're taking 1.5. So you don't need that higher win rate, and it also, obviously, you don't want to have too low a win rate. This one, I would say I have about a 50%, but essentially these are the main things, right? Good strategy and capital. Where does the capital come from? Well, in this day and age, we are very lucky because we have a lot of choice when it comes to prop firms. Now, if you have got enough capital to make a living, I've talked about this before, you would need like 50 grand, 100 grand, then you can make a living from that, and you want it to keep growing. But most people don't have that. So what is your other option? Your other option obviously is some or other prop firm, right? So I'm not going to go into prop firms. We talk about a lot of prop firms on our channel, so make sure you check out all of our videos where we've actually done reviews on the prop firms, which are the good ones, which are the bad ones. So make sure you check those out. We've got a very good list of unbiased reviews on prop firms, so make sure you check those out. So let's just go over the strat that I'm using and I am currently using, and it's a strat that I've talked about it before. It's the EMA strategy. It's a very simple strategy. Why do I like this strategy? Number one, I like it because I can get at least one trade every single day. I can specifically look for higher quality trades because it's taking on average 2, 3, maybe even 4 trades a day. Make sure you stick around because I'm also going to go over the, I think it was about 5 trades I took using this strategy on my funded account. So make sure you stick around till the end and I'll show you the trades I took. And I'll let you know what they earned for me. So the first thing we're looking at is the indicators we're going to be using for this strategy. It is a 100 EMA, it is a 50 EMA, it is a 25, which is the red. So 25 is the red, 50 is the blue, and 100 is the green. You don't have to have these colors. You can have whatever colors you want. So that's your strategies. I actually keep the method as SMA. It doesn't really matter. You can change it to EMA. SMA is just simple moving average. So I think if you were to change that, there wouldn't be that much difference, and I don't think it will really change your entry. I would say you'd be looking at trading this on the 1 minute, 5 minute, or 15 minute. Those are the ones I've kind of played around with. I've not really tested this on higher time frames, but I imagine it would work. The only problem is you wouldn't get into as many trades, and for this reason I like trading it on the 1 minute. If someone is new to trading and doesn't quite know how to work out their risk, let's say you want to risk 1% per trade, you've got to work out how much of a lot size you're taking based off of the stop loss. So, you've got to be able to do that very quickly because it is a market order when you are actually entering the trade. So you've got to be very quick. So if you struggle with that, then I would say a 5 or a 15 minute. So let's go to the next slide here. Step 1 is essentially price. You need price to start moving in one direction, either up or down. You don't want it to be flat. And I would say you're looking for like a 45-degree angle. You want to have a trend essentially, and you want the EMAs to start separating. You want them to start fanning out. That way, okay, we've got a trend happening now, and now we're just looking for that little pullback, and then it's the continuation that we're looking at trading. So essentially, we're just continuing on the trend. So that's the first step. The second step is the pullback, like I talked about. You want price to pull back and break below the 25 or even the 50. Obviously, you don't want it to push past the 100, then it's a no trade. You are no longer looking for a trade. You keep looking. So you've got the price push back and break the 25 or the 50. Then you want price to push back up in the case of an uptrend and break the 25. If it's a downtrend, you want it to pull back down and break the 25 going down, obviously. So as soon as you have the break back above the 25, your entry is on the close of the candle that breaks. Now, if the candle is way too big, if you have like a candle that just shoots up and it's a huge candle, I would suggest not take that because you're going to have too big a stop, okay? And sometimes when your price moves too steeply, you'll have the same problem. You'll have a very big stop, so just watch out for that. Your stop loss is on the 200 EMA, and your take profit is 1.5 your stop loss. It's as simple as that, guys. The only place that this trading strategy gets a little bit difficult is actually making sure you're entering your price, your positions quickly enough, and making sure you've got your lot size correct based off of your risk. That's the only place where you've got to basically work on this, and this is why I would suggest doing this on a demo account quite a lot until you've actually figured out how you're going to work out your positions. You can actually get a trading tool where it does it automatically for you. I've actually talked about this tool in the past, or you can just work it out on, Baby Pips, any of the trading websites that has a position size calculator. You can work that out. You've just got to put in the pair you're trading, the size of your account, and where your entry is and where your stop is, and it'll give you the size of your lot, and then you've got to pop that in as quickly as you can so that you're in a similar trade as what you are looking at on TradingView. If you are trading on TradingView, then I think you could just use the entry straight away, but I'm on MT5, so I have to work it out and then enter. But it's not too bad. It works for me. So Let's dive into a couple examples on the chart, and then after that I will show you the trades that I took over the last week. Okay, so with that being said, let's jump over to the chart. All right, so why have I got these up? This is essentially just a sessions indicator. It's the one, I think, by Aura Rocks. So if you go to indicators, you don't have to use this, guys, and you just type in sessions. I use this one by Aura Rocks. It just basically plots the sessions because I like to trade the London to sort of the London New York cross. I don't really trade too much into New York. I can do, but generally I'm looking at the London New York cross. That's kind of when I'm trading. Okay, so let's just have a look at the most recent days that we could have potentially taken a trade, and I'll just show you how it works out. So you can see here we have got the push up. You've got the fanning of the separation of the EMAs. You've got the pullback, nice 45-degree angle. You've got the pullback here. Let me just zoom in so you can actually see this. You see the pullback over there. Then you've got it pop back above. So you can take it there. That would be your entry. So let's look at the long. You would be right on the close of this candle. Your stop would be on the 200. And then you're looking for a 1 to 1.5, which is over there. So it's not this one. It does come back and it comes close to your stop, but eventually you end up hitting your take profit. So you can see there, nice and easy, and you've got your win right there. Okay, so let's have a look back, see is there any sell opportunities that we had. Let's look back here. So here you can see, this is what I'm talking about when it's very steep and it comes back. It was too steep there. We did have it kind of moving and continuing that way. So you could have potentially, I generally won't trade this when it's chopping in and out of the 100 like that. Okay, technically it does push back. You could maybe have waited till it comes there. You have the push back in. So I would have probably looked at waiting until we had this kind of price moving away from the 25 here. We had a pushback in and we had that over there. We would have had our stop on the 100 and we would look for a 1 to 1.5, which you can see we hit over there, no problem. Okay, so there is a sell example and a buy example for you right over there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly show you all the trades that I took over the week. Okay, so this is, let me just move this out the way. So I've got plotted on this chart all of the trades I took over the week. So let me just go back to Monday. Okay, so I think I took about 5, 6 maybe. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trades. There was nothing on Friday. I don't think I took a trade on Friday. So it was only Monday to Thursday. I think I had 7 trades, and if I'm not mistaken, I think it was 2 losses. So let's go to the Monday and I'll show you the trades I took on Monday. Very quickly, I'll go over the trades I took. This is on a funded account that I have. Now, I just want this to be clear, guys. This funded account was actually passed, not by using this strategy. It could have been, but I actually already had this funded account, and it was Titan X that passed the account and got a funded account for me. So, you know, Titan X has done incredibly well for me. We've had a bit of a tough time over the last couple months, but you know, the thing with Titan is you got to keep pressing play. But yeah, I just wanted it to be clear that Titan X is actually what got me this funded account. Titan X and the prop farming blueprint from our incredible Joe, who created the Titan X and the prop farming thing. Incredible product. So make sure you check that out, guys. Go to our website, have a look at that. If you want to get an easy funded account, this is the way to do it. Now, you can get the funded account by using the strategy as well. And I actually will be tracking the process of me doing this. I'm actually currently taking a trial using my silver bullet strategy. So first is going to be the silver bullet, the trial. As soon as I've got the trial done with the silver bullet, I'll be starting a challenge with the silver bullet, and I'll also be starting a trial with this very strategy, so I can actually go through the whole process of having a funded account, which was actually obtained by using this strategy. So I just wanted it to be clear that this funded account was actually obtained by Titan X, but I am currently trading it with this and I have another 2 funded accounts which Titan-X is trading as well. But this is a $100,000 account funded that I'm using a manual strategy, which is this EMA. Now, if I only had this account, I'll talk you through what this has potential to earn. This was actually a very good week for me. So let's go through Monday. You can see on Monday, my first trade over here, you can see price started pushing away. I had the fanning. In hindsight, it was probably too strong a push. It was a little bit too steep. You can see how fast price moves away. The best trades are the ones that are actually quite close to the 25, like this sort of a scenario right here. It's not too far. You don't have too big a gap between the price and 25, but you still have everything moving. So you can see the first one, the gap was too big. It was too steep. But anyway, I took that trade. You can see we pushed back in, we pushed back above. I took my entry there, but it pulled back against me very quickly. I mean, this was like instant loss. That happens, guys. I told you it's around a 55% win rate, 55 to 60%, I would say. My second trade, you can see, very nice. We had the fanning, very nice, perfect trade. Pushes back in. On the push back down is where we enter the trade. I don't think, was it this push back there? Yeah, it was right on this candle right over here, guys. Let me zoom in for you guys, nice and close. It was on this. So we had the pullback in. It was on the close of this candle right here. So this actually is a little bit more like that. Yeah, so on that candle, pull down. It did go into a little bit of drawdown for me, but I just let it play out. Let me just move that, it's too big. And we ended up easily smashing our 1 to 1.5. Then let's go to the next day. What did we have the next day? We had our first trade was a winner. You can see price moving really nicely there, guys. Price pushing away, also quite steep, pulls back in. I liked these. So you pulled back in, we entered our trade there, we kind of pulled back, so it got me worried a little bit. But then I remember seeing these 2 green candles with a very long wicks to the downside, gave me a little bit more confidence. So I let this run out and we ended up hitting our take profit over there. And I don't think we took another trade that day. Why is that? Because you can see price started flattening out, and then we had, I think it was news, because we had this massive push up, and I could potentially have looked at some trades in here, but I just felt like because it was a news related spike and it was so aggressive that we were going to have price come back and fill that. So I didn't want to play around with price for the rest of that day. I essentially left it for the rest of the day. I was happy with my one trade. And then let's go to Wednesday. We had our first trade was a loser. I mean, this was a perfect setup. We had price pulling away. It came back in, gave us an entry, and it just did not really play out. And that happens, guys. The next one was actually very close. If we had anything higher than a 1 to 1.5, we probably wouldn't have made that, but mine is a 1 to 1.5. You can see we had it pull back, we had price moving away, pulled back in. I could have essentially taken the trade there. I think because of that green candle, I left it alone because let me just zoom into price here. So you can see we had price pull away, we had a tap in. This was the green candle that pushed back above. Because of that big wick, I kind of said, you know what, I'm not going to play around with it. Then we had this, and then I felt like, okay, now it's pushed too far away. If this keeps pushing out, you know, I've missed a trade and I'll leave it. But then we came back in. We had a green, a red, too small, and then we had this very strong green candle. And it was actually, I think our entry was more like there. Yeah, that's right. So that was our entry, and you can see we very quickly pushed up and hit our take profit. So we had one losing trade that day and one winning trade. That was it for the day. I didn't trade another trade. Then let's go through here. We had another loser. Was that a loser? The first trade of this day? It was a loser. So yeah, I'll go back and calculate exactly what it was, guys. This was our second trade. So the first trade, again, you can see big push up. I mean, when you're in price, it looked good to me. Maybe it was a bit soon, and I'd only just got in. And I think I remember as soon as I came to the London session, I was like, I think there's a trade here, but it didn't work out. It was unfortunate because it literally spiked down. I remember this one. It spiked down, took out my stop, and then it went out up, and it would have hit my take profit. So you're going to get those sometimes. Those are the worst because, you know, essentially you've got it right. Look where price went. Just unfortunate. It is what it is. You know, maybe if I looked to the left, I would have seen that there was still a big fair value gap there that would have needed filling. But you know what? I've got to stick to my rules. I've got to be, it's got to just be rule based and keep doing the same thing. My second trade went better. You can see we pushed away, came back in, got the pusher back above, and we just about hit the 1.5, but we got the trade in the end anyway. So let's go through to Friday. No trade on Friday. So let's have a look here, guys. Let's go back to Monday. So Monday we had, what did I say? We had one loser. So one loser, then a winner. So that is, let's work that out. That's 0.5%. Then we had another winner, which is now 2%. Then we had a loser, which is 1%. Then we had a winner, which is 2.5%. Then we had a loser, which is 1.5%. And we had a winner, which is 3%. That's where I think so. We ended up on I think it was around $3,000 for the week on this funded account, guys. So as you can see, you know, what is it? 3 losers and 4 winners. So roughly what I said, around that 60% mark, roughly. So still, you know, bang on with the data, and ended up with 3% for the week. So there we go, guys. $3,000 in a week. I don't really even have to trade 2 or 3 trades a day. Sometimes I do, sometimes I'll only trade 1, but I'm always looking at price. I'm always trying to pick the best opportunity for me and for the strategy. And you can see, you know, if you're making around 2 to 3 grand a week, it's definitely, this one single strategy can make you a living. And that's the key, guys. You don't have to use the strategy, and this is just educational, guys. I am using it, but I'm not telling you to use it. Please don't use it and then, you know, fail a challenge and blame it on me. Test it first for yourself. Make sure you do it on a demo so you can figure out how to get into these positions, because it is a little bit tricky. I would always suggest having a tool that does it automatically for you. That's the video, guys. And you can see that if you're making even 1.5 to 2% in a week on a $100,000 account, you know, you're looking at a what is that, for maybe 8% in a month. They're taking their 20%, so you're looking 5, 6, 7 grand after they've taken their 20%. That's enough to live off. That is, to me, that is, you're making a living. And that's just what I wanted to show you guys. It is possible, guys, but you have to remember what I said. You have to make sure you have a strategy that has an edge. No matter what the strategy is, keep watching our channel, because we will keep bringing you guys more and more strategies that you guys can use. If this one doesn't resonate with you, try another one. Keep watching, guys. I will keep bringing you guys strategies, and I'm sure there's going to be a strategy there that resonates with you, that you feel like you can work with, but always backtest yourself, guys. So that's it, guys. That is the strategy I'm using. One of the strategies. Remember, I said I diversify a lot. I have diversified. I am still looking at diversifying even further. So if you want to see a video where I'm talking about how I have diversified, and maybe you guys can get some ideas on how you can do it yourself, pop down in the comments. Would you like to see that? Yeah, and that's it for me, guys. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, share it with fellow traders or friends that are into trading, and hit that subscribe button so you can see all the videos that we come out with that are on strategies, that talk about Titan X, our incredible EA, and the prop farming, how we are passing prop firms on a weekly basis. Our users are absolutely killing it. And then also we do a lot of reviews on prop firms, and we just generally try and cover everything trading. So, you know, this is your one-stop shop with everything to do with trading, guys. So make sure you subscribe. We have got a lot of content coming your way. So I am looking forward to it, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Until then, happy trading.